Hello, beautiful lady. Let's talk today on our live love talk about something that will save you so much time, energy, and heartbreak in dating. For those that don't know me, I am Natalia Hart, dating and relationship coach for women. Oh my God, let's see if I can talk. Dating and relationship coach for women in the dating scene, wanting to create and find true love and epic love, I would say. And so today we are going to be talking about the difference between deal breakers and preferences. Okay. Knowing the difference between your deal breakers and your preference, it's very, very important because when these two get confused, you either end up compromising your self-worth just to stay connected, or you stay single forever, waiting for someone who checks every box. But the truth is, love that lasts is built on shared values, not shared hobbies. So let's unpack this. Let's break this down a little bit. So, what is a deal breaker? A deal breaker is a non-negotiable. It's something that, if present or absent, makes a relationship unsafe, unfulfilling, or fundamentally misaligned with your values. This is not about being picky, it's about being self-honoring. So some examples of healthy deal breakers could be he lies or he gaslights you. That's a big no-no. He doesn't want a committed relationship, but you do. Or he's emotionally unavailable, but expects intimacy with you. He lacks respect for your time, your body, or your dreams. He abuses substances or refuses accountability. He is consistently inconsistent, so his words don't match his actions. Another deal breakers could be he has an addiction. He is into gambling, or he's addicted to alcohol, or he's addicted to anything. So deal breakers, what I want you to know is they are here to protect you. They are boundaries with backbone, okay? And honoring them is one of the most powerful acts of self-love. Anybody that has these deal breakers, it's going to always put you on a second place. Like, let me give you an example of somebody that is an alcoholic, for example. That is a deal breaker. Somebody that has a problem with alcohol is not necessarily a bad person. This is not, deal breakers are not always about morality, although they could be. It's more about that when somebody has an addiction, it's an alcoholic in this case, you are always going to be second. So you are always going to be triggered into your anxiety. You are going to be triggered into your fears. You are going to be triggered into second guessing yourself. And all these attitudes are not conducive to have a good relationship. So it's not only that the deal breaker doesn't work in real life. I mean, for a relationship to work, these deal breakers they cannot be there, but also they don't work because they trigger you into being the kind of woman that actually makes a relationship not functioning. So it's a it's an act of self-love, of self-care for you to identify your deal breakers and enforce them. So now let's talk what is a preference. A preference is a fun, it's a juicy details. They are nice to have, but not need to have. Okay? Preferences create chemistry and compatibility, but they don't sustain a relationship. So, for example, a preference could be he's over 6 feet tall. So that may create chemistry on you. That may create a sense of attraction in you for him. But the fact that he's 6 feet tall doesn't really sustain the relationship. Okay? Because if he's 6 feet tall and he's addicted to gambling, or he cannot remain faithful, that is going to create a situation where the relationship is not going to work. So that is the thing with preferences. Things that are nice to have, but they don't sustain the relationship. So I am not saying that you shouldn't want these things. You certainly can want these things. You can prefer these things. But if a man is 5'9" and he's nice, he's emotionally available, he treats you well, and he's ready for a relationship and commitment and a family, for sure, this preference could be negotiated, okay? So another preference could be that he has a certain income or drives a certain car, or another one could be that he's outdoorsy, that he has a beard, or that he loves yoga, or that he's a good cook. That, for example, would be a good preference for me. A man that is a good cook, because I don't like cooking and I love food. I love eating. So there is a problem there. Of course, I cook anyway, but I really don't enjoy cooking. And certainly, I don't enjoy the cleaning up after cooking, although I do it. So my husband, for example, he doesn't cook. And so that preference of mine, when I decided to let it go, because he has so many other good things, so many other character traits and attributes, and he has the masculine energy, and he has everything to make the relationship work. It would have been very immature if on my side to let him go because he doesn't cook. You see? So a preference is a nice to have, but you really can't let it go if the guy has all the other character traits and attributes and attitudes that make a true relationship to work. So another preference could be he texts you good morning every single day, or he shares your exact music taste. So these are all fun, and they might even matter to you. Like cooking matters to me. But if they become requirements, you risk missing out on amazing men who could love you deeply and treat you beautifully. If I had made cooking deal breaker, like if the man doesn't cook, I cannot marry him, I would have missed on my husband. Okay? So why? Why so many smart women? Why so many powerhouses women get tripped up? I believe it's because social media and the big preference of dating apps nowadays has conditioned us to curate the perfect partner like a Pinterest board. We think love is about aesthetic alignment, but what actually sustains love is emotional safety, shared values, and devotion. So you might reject a man because he's not your type, but meanwhile, he's emotionally generous, available, values family, and wants a real relationship. So, on the flip side, you might chase a man who looks like your dream, but leaves you feeling anxious, confused, or unseen. That's when your preferences are leading and your deal breakers are getting ignored. So, how to use this in real life? So, here is your quick cheat sheet. Deal breakers equal to protection. They're there to protect you, to protect your heart, to protect your safety, physical safety, to protect your financial safety, to protect your peace of mind, to protect your dreams. So deal breakers are there to protect you. And preferences, on the other hand, are there to add flavor. Okay, they're like a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. But what really matters is the pasta and the meatballs. Okay, so you can have a delicious dish of spaghetti with meatballs, and maybe you don't have the Parmesan cheese, or maybe you are, lactose intolerant, so you cannot eat milk, so you cannot eat the Parmesan cheese. But the pasta and the meatballs are delicious and they are nutritious and they will keep you full and fulfilled for a long time. So I will ask you that you implement these questions that I'm going to ask you now when you are with a man that you are considering, to get in a long-term relationship with, when you are dating and you are, vetting men. First, ask yourself, do I feel emotionally safe and respected here? That really matters for long-term fulfillment in relationships. Then ask, are we aligned on core values like commitment, family, integrity? Like he says he's going to do, he does it. And I don't second guess, and I am not, checking text messages all the time and using my precious time in this life to just be worried and anxious and confused about mixed signals. So, and the last one is, let the preferences add sparkle, but don't let them lead. So if you have them, it's like the cherry on top of the cake. It's great to have, but if the cherry is not there, the cake is just as good. Okay? So confusing your deal breakers with your preference can be very problematic if you are in your journey of creating and finding true love with the right man that is ready to create a family with you or to engage in a long-term committed relationship with you. So I encourage you to get clear on what truly matters to you. Really, really get clear on what are your deal breakers. And as a side note, there are not too many deal breakers, okay? You can't have a list of 20 deal breakers because that is also picking too much. So deal breakers are things that break the deal, that if he has that, the relationship is off the table. Like, for example, I just mentioned you, addictions, big deal breaker. You are always going to be second option with a man that is an addict to something. And that is going to trigger the wounded feminine in you. It's going to trigger insecurities. It's going to trigger second guessing. It's going to trigger becoming clingy, chasing him, asking him for questions, controlling him. It's not going to work. Another deal breaker that I think it's really, really important, it's a man that is not able to stay faithful. There are some men, they are the least, but there are some men that they believe being faithful is an option. They really, they can love you, they can adore you, but in the right situation, with the right woman, they will cheat. So those men, they don't have, their brain is not wired in a way that they respect a woman in that sense. And a man that is constantly cheating on you is going to kill your self-esteem and your self-confidence. Little by little by little, it's going to chip away, and you are going to end up in a situation that you don't want to. So a man that cannot stay faithful is a deal breaker. Another big deal breaker would be a man that is abusive, either physically abusive or emotionally abusive. That can lead you to an hospital, or that can lead you to being completely devastated. It really will destroy you. So those are the deal breakers that I think you have to enforce. And if those things show up, you have to let him go, because you are really settling for scraps. And really you are setting up yourself to live a very unhappy life, okay? Because that unhappy situation at home is going to affect your whole life. So when you get clear on what truly matters, and you stop setting for scraps, and you stop rejecting men who may actually be a beautiful fit for your soul, that's when things start to change for you, okay? So if you are ready to date from a place of grounded clarity, from feminine energy, if you are ready to start to date from a place of confidence and security, and in a relaxed way, in a way that you feel like you can be your true self and have fun during the dating process, and attract a relationship that is safe, that is sexy, and that is soul deep, I have a program, a private coaching program called the Epic Love Accelerator. I have coached hundreds of women one-on-one using this program. So it's a proven blueprint. I just got another message last week of one of my clients getting engaged. So I'm very happy for her. And so let me know, send me a message, and I will send you the PDF with the description of the program, and see if that's something that you would like to get on with, okay? And other than that, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell, and remember that you don't need to be perfect. You don't need a perfect man. You need alignment. Okay, that kind of love changes everything. Okay, so thank you so much for showing up and being with me in this video. If you are watching the replay, give me a like, and I will see you again next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for another live love talk. Much love. Bye, my love.